go. We got Bowling Baby. We got Dreamer Baby. Bolin's, kind of sitting on the floorboard there. We got Sun Bear Baby. We got Dragon T Baby. Risen. No, we heard about it.
Risen doesn't get a baby?
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes!
DeFi Kingdoms, baby. DeFi Kingdoms for beginners. Do you not know anything about crypto? I got you. DeFi, decentralized finance. You got kids, you got a wife. DeFi Kingdoms, billions of dollars with Hero. Yes, baby, why? Amazing. GQ bot, he does. Yes. You know there's no right or wrong way. Wonder where I'm at? Yes. Once upon a time, in the not too distant past. Baby. Yes.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! Floorboard there. Baby! Yes! Let's go! Baby. I love it. Now, full disclosure, boys and girls, as you know, the featured film Magic Mike series is based off the events of my life. But little do you guys know that everything I learned is from these two right here. These two pure, good-looking hunks of man flesh sitting right here before us. Long time coming, just like Kong said. I love this. I love these guys. I love their energy. They're traders. They're advisors for the Weight Token Hourglass project, just like the Gem Hunters. In fact, they're tight with the Gem Hunters. Shiney. We got Shiney D, the man himself, right here, and we got AltFather. They're quite a combination. These two, the energy is amazing. They're gonna flex their biceps and shake the foundations of the earth. Let's go! I love these guys. Yes! Let's see the six pack. I want to see a six pack. Let's go! Ooh, yeah!
Feel rough for us.
Snap it to Slim Jim. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
My sit-up game's not as strong as Shiney's.
Oh, I bet you've got one there, AltFather, because you know
not these days, bro.
you know what these guys do on their spare time. What these guys do, they are adult performers.
Well, I'm retired. Let's get that straight. But I was for many years.
I love this. I love you guys. These guys are traders. They got a trading group on Telegram called Shiney Regions.
Fucking rights, dude.
Let's go.
Let's go.
In the description below, you also have all their details. You want to make sure you follow them on Twitter. They did a Twitter Spaces today that I missed because I had the kids. I'm going to listen to it right after this. I'm going to be turning that on. You can take it to the bank. Sometimes I get on there with them. I'll get up there. We'll be talking all things trading. They're traders, kind of like the Gem Hunters, but also our man right here, AltFather, is a gamer. Let's go. As you can see here, right here, I've got AltFather's. He's got up here Pirate Nation that I want to hear more about. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about DeFi Kingdoms. We're going to talk about Dragon's Crossing. We're going to talk about some of the meme coins that Shiney D is trading. Let's go. Okay. And we got Shiney D right here. This is this pure, good-looking hunk of man flesh. Make sure you give this a follow. I love these guys. Okay. What's hot today? Tell me about the spaces that I just missed, guys.
Ryan, you want me to go, or are you gonna start talking, or what?
No, go ahead, bro. I'm trying to get high definition. I'm trying to get my GoPro
Okay,
hooked up.
just so
you
you
take
the
the lead.
Take the lead.
Just
I'm
so
used
the
to
audience
not
knows,
being
Shine's
I'm
in
used to
Colombia.
not being on camera when we do these shows, so I get to like fiddle around and like hi. Like,
I know. I even took a shower before I came on. I'm like, fuck, I better like do my hair, because usually I'm just like slopping around with a joint in my mouth, pacing the room, and I'm like,
yeah, I know.
my computer angle all okay here.
My
Like,
teeth are all green from chewing coca leaves. I'm a fucking mess, dude.
I had to clean up the living room quick. I was like, I don't have a background like.
Don't hold back. You guys be as wild and pace around, do whatever you got to do. I mean, Shiny D might just forewarning, throughout the stream we do here, he might decide to do upside down one-handed push-ups and yoga at the same time. He does the YouTube stream. Yes.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go. Oh, yes.
No fall, dude. We need you alive for tomorrow's show, man.
I'm more afraid of never living, brother.
Oh,
that's right. You can't.
So
be
no,
afraid.
yeah, we did a Spaces today with a guy by the name of Scott. I don't know his last.
Scott Herman, old school YouTube fitness influencer.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that, but apparently he's been in the influence game on YouTube since 2009.
Yeah,
and then worked his way into crypto. Got into Shiba, made a bunch of X's, and you know how it goes. That kind of hooks you into the game, right? And then he's always been into games and stuff, and researched the space and whatnot, and realized that games is what makes the most sense to him moving forward, adoption wise, and just ready to start happening right now with not as much friction as maybe some of these other sectors of the crypto industry.
I love it. I love it. So what were some of the games you guys
talked about? He was only talking about one.
Okay.
And it's
Wogme Games.
Wogme Games. Yeah. Have you heard of that one?
That one is blown up right here recently.
Yeah. I heard about it, but I didn't really know too much about it. It's so hard to keep track of stuff these days.
It's impossible.
Like even the stuff that I have, I'm like struggling to like see what's going on every day. You know what I mean?
Right. It's so hard to keep up. Mm-hmm. So we can talk about that, because we're going to have 50 games coming out here over the next probably couple of years, and our heads are going to be spinning when it comes to
I'm going to be a million.
Huh?
Oh, there's going to be a million, not 50.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I've been listening to a lot of spaces with games and what's going on with gaming. And one thing that I do have to remember is just because it's labeled a Web3 crypto game does not mean it's going to be successful.
Right.
So we're not going to be at 100% hit rate here. So that's one of the things we really have to like kind of figure out what's going on and how it works. And I think, obviously are the games that you're into two main games, right? DeFi Kingdoms and what else?
Dragons Crossing are, yes, the two
main ones. Are they both similar style, like economy management based games?
Well, okay. So DeFi Kingdoms is just big brains, phenomenal. There's so much going there. And I think it has massive upside because the tokenomics of Jewel is deflationary and it's fully circulating. Okay. And it's the governance token. And you also have to own Jewel in the game to have power ups. Okay. And you're going to need that when the game fully comes out. The game is on a test net, but there's also a zillion things you can do with DeFi Kingdoms on top of what already, atop of the game.
Is it basically a farming kind of game where you need to build your like base or your ecosystem or whatever?
Yes.
Power level up, and then make strategic decisions on what you're going to do to farm and like whether you're going to try to, upgrade or trade stuff off or
exactly.
Yeah, I'm really into that stuff.
Yeah, and soon there'll be crafting of weapons, so you go questing and you get items, loot, okay, that comes in, and then those items you need to summon new heroes. You can summon 2 new heroes together, and that is like the main thing that people love to do who are really deep into it, trying to get the PvP monsters, the PvE monsters in there. And so you need like items. You can also get eggs for pets. You need the items to hatch the eggs. You need the items to summon, to level up, and there's strategy behind all of it.
Yeah, and so basically what you're explaining to me, it really says Shine's still here.
We lost him. I bet he'll be right back. No worries.
I'm sure he'll be back. What I was going to say is that sounds very similar to Pirates. And also, I'm also in Crypto Unicorns. Have you heard of that one?
Oh, I saw it on your. Tell me.
Yeah, what happened is obviously, it's really hard to get adoption into any of these games, right?
Right.
So what Unicorns is similar to Pirates. It's a game where you have farming going on, and you're basically farming berries to either breed more unicorns, do different types of quests, leveling up. But it's a lot further ahead than Pirates. So they're about like a year and a half in. Oh. So with Pirates, it's going to be a great game, I'm sure of it. But like it's very simple right now. Like all I'm doing in there is going in, running my 20 quests, and they recently created something called the Gauntlet, which is a person versus computer thing where you fight battleships and win rewards. But that's pretty much the end of the game right now, right? So you're only on 5 or 10 minutes a day. You just click your quests, and you're trying to craft ships and whatnot to do more quests, and eventually you can do the Gauntlet, but eventually PvP, and that's when they create that big ecosystem economy where everything kind of matters, and you go against other players. Now Unicorns is way ahead. So they've got all that done, but they've also got other stuff going on. So they're making mini games now. So they have like a jousting game. Yeah. So you can go in this joust game and fight other players, and you have to do some resource mining to get a ticket to go into the jousting game. But then once you go in there, you can fight other players or whatever and win. They have something called Unicorn Milk, Unum, which is like one of their, I guess most of these games have their native kind of token, do you know what I mean, that runs the economy. So they have this Unum stuff in there, and then you would go with Unum, and you'd win that, and you can cash that out or buy other stuff.
I love it. Okay.
But hold on, bro. Let me finish. So what's going to happen is they have another game that they made just for mobile, which doesn't require you to own anything.
Yeah.
With the hope that people on the outside can just log into the website, wallet free, and get a chance to kind of get in there, maybe win some stuff. And then once they win it, they have to start learning how to get a wallet and get into the real game, right? So it's a lot further ahead. And I can really, it's the first game in Web3 that's this kind of DeFi Kingdoms, Pirates, economy management, that it's kind of coming full circle, and you see the loops coming in. So like what you're explaining with DeFi Kingdoms, there's a lot more to get going, right?
Yeah, there's so much coming. So they have partnered with Wisdom Gaming, which is one of the largest esport gaming broadcasters in the country. Okay, and they're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, out there at the Mall of America.
Hey, are these guys paying you?
No.
Hey,
Zero.
DeFi Kingdoms, if you're fucking watching this, have you seen how many videos my buddy Grady has made? If you guys don't send this motherfucker some tokens, I will fucking tear this project apart. I am a peaceful person, but if you do not fucking pay Grady for putting literally probably months of his life right now into he's the loudest fucking voice your project has. Give this guy some fucking money, DeFi Kingdoms.
Well, and I love you, Shiny.
Clip that and tweet that, and let's blow it up on Twitter.
Let's go.
Dude, hate this man. Fuck.
I love it. I was kind of campaigning to try, like, you know how all projects are. You guys both know this. We talked about it, how most projects are horrible when it comes to messaging, marketing, communication.
Terrible. The worst.
Massive, big brains, phenomenal devs, awesome core values. I believe
giant budgets.
Why do you think they fail so much at the social aspect of things?
I think a lot of them, bro, it's like a lot of it's like it's techs and devs kind of at the forefront and superiorly like very intellectual people, but they don't necessarily come from a standard business and marketing perspective, nor do they really value that. And I think there's sometimes a pitfall when people are really intelligent. It's the Dunning-Kruger. If you're really good at something, you think you're good at everything. So they don't know because they're very smart. They're like, I have it all figured out. It's actually, no, you know nothing about marketing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like I know nothing about coding, but I'm smart enough to know I'm not gonna fucking code something.
You're like quoting me. We talk about this all the time, but the problem is messaging, communication, and creating hype, vibes, inspiring people to jump into the project. You can't quantify that. That's a gift that you guys have. We have that gift, right? The magic, but you can't really quantify it like you can with a dev, for example. Developing.
Well, I'm sure have you heard of Frank D Gods?
I've heard of it. Tell me.
Okay, so D Gods, it's in my profile picture. He's a popular NFT, but they're basically just the guy smoking a cigarette in the top left.
Okay.
Yeah, they're connected to the Utes, right?
Okay.
Anyway, they're just a membership PFP NFT community. But the way that this guy's charisma is, and like what he does, Grady, is like almost every night he just goes to different spaces and like talks on there and whatever. And he's like always around, man. And I think people want to, like, more than the project itself, like I would want to get into DeFi Kingdoms because you're always talking about it. Not because I saw DeFi Kingdoms out there. It's because you're hammering it in my brain. I've heard of it. Like, that's why I just know automatically. Like, I don't remember the other one.
I had never heard of DeFi Kingdoms until Grady force-fed it down my
like, but now it's like a common,
man.
It's a common name in my head just because it's pushed so much by you. And I think that, like, repetitive nature and like having people in the forefront always screaming out and shouting it out is what we really need here a lot, you know?
Yes, totally. So my here's what we do on this channel. I look for projects that have founders that aren't money driven. They're not looking at the 5 minutes in front of their face trying to make a quick buck. They have a strong why, a strong passion. They're trying to solve a problem or create a fun game, whatever like their vision and passion is. And it's like they're gonna go hell or high water and grind. Okay, I look for those strong core values in a team, and then I want to promote them. I want to shout them out, all of them. It's not just one or two, all of them.
It's a lot easier to find them right now in the bear market because the good ones are still there. And like so many people just like, you know, one thing I've noticed too is a lot of these teams, like they used to do spaces. And that's one thing that like Shine says is like, you know, we got to do it even if we're getting 5 people now and it's not the 200 people from before, because it's going to be, you're going to be the one noticed when no one else is doing that every day. And I find a lot of these teams, like they're too worried about like their image instead of being more like, hey, we know it's weak. We're going to do spaces to show you that we're still here and we're still trying every week, instead of, hey, now we're just going to cower and disappear. And you're not going to know what's going on until a bull market comes. And then we might show up again.
Right. And we see that a lot. We had another project this week, a game that I was into also called Mind Games. They closed the doors, and we can talk about this because we've talked about this before. What happened?
What's the gist? What's the gist of this game?
And we had Bob Nothing on last night. Bob Nothing broke it all down for us, but they were paying everybody in their token, right? So they had a token. We had to have it to play the game, but it was like they were paying the devs weekly, and then
they were just cashing it out because that's what their paycheck was, the token.
That's right. Until the time it got to where the devs were making about $30 every 2 weeks because the token had just gone to almost zero and they ran out of money. And so that's another issue. That's one thing why we love the wait token with Next Crypto Gym. The wait token isn't there to raise money. They already had all the money they needed. The wait token's fully circulating. We love the tokenomics. That's one thing we're going to have to look at closer.
We got billionaire backers, dude. Grady, I want to go to fucking Singapore. They're throwing a big event in Singapore. I want to get all fucking waxed and vaxxed and high on adrenochrome with billionaires on yachts.
Dude, Singapore is my dream place to go to. It's like paradise on earth out there.
Well, how long have you been in crypto for, bro?
Since 2015. I've been around the block.
Fuck, yeah. You're longer than me. And I caught the tail end 2016.
Yeah,
2017 of that run there, and then
that was when I got serious into crypto. Was that?
Well, altcoins and ICOs were just coming out around that time. Like I remember I was in Bitcoin and Ethereum came out, and I saw that it forked or whatever the hell happened there with Ethereum Classic, and I'm like, I'm not touching this stuff. They just made 2 coins out of nothing, and like now 5 years later, it's at like almost $2,000. You know?
Yeah, wild. It's so wild how everything shook out. It's hard to find the winners.
So when did you get into gaming then? Because that really hasn't been popular until like the last, I don't know what, year or so maybe, or
right. It was just over a year ago. Alex Becker and Hustle, Crypto Hustle, baby. Those guys watching banter, and then my kids, and I'm like, ooh, they're playing games all the time. Trying to get into. I'm by heart like a hardcore DeFi guy, but I've become kind of more of a gaming guy.
Well, when you look at it, gaming is like DeFi because you're really it's instead of just staking though, it makes you that's what happens in unicorns. They're bringing in shadow corns, which are the bad unicorns, and they can kind of like kill your unicorns because you can breed them, right? It's kind of like makes the game loop work because the bad guys can take from the good guys and whatnot. Sorry, what were we just talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
Line.
It'll come back to you. It will.
What was the last thing that you said though? What were we
about tokenomics issues with tokenomics in games? My kids adopting gaming taking over Web3.
Yeah, I totally just blanked out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good point too, but
hey, can I not comment to the people in the chat? I'm not allowed to comment.
You got to make a login. It looks like.
Well, you can. There's a spot up top, I think, where you have to like allow commenting or something.
Sorry, let me.
So so basically, you got in about a year ago.
Yeah, and so
you saw the kids playing, and you were like, "Man, this is something that I think." Oh, sorry, that's where I was going to go with that.
Okay.
So with unicorns, they were going to make these shadow corns passive income because they were going to make it more for the guys that didn't want to get in there and spend 25 minutes a day, farming different items or whatnot. But they came out and recently said that like, okay, it's going to be passive income, but you're still going to have to go in and click a few buttons every day. And like, it was surprising to see how many people dumped them just because they were like, well, I got to do work now. But that's kind of what I like about the gaming.
I'm not paying you to work.
Well, and that's what I like about the gaming is like every day your staking is you going in there and clicking that farming button to get resources because that's basically your staking rewards. So I kind of saw this DeFi and the GameFi, and that kind of clicked with me. And because I'm so into crypto, I was like, man, I'll go in there every day and click. I have more fun playing on a farm or like looking at your background there and clicking on different buildings to do actions than just watching my staking numbers go up.
Yeah, right. And that the more they can build, the problem is teams it's hard to build these games. It costs money, resources, all that. And then, they rely on the token for their revenue, which can be problematic if it's not done right. DeFi Kingdoms, another reason why I'm such a big fan. They have this guy called Hubert Cumberdale, baby, and he's big brains. Their in-game economy is so big brains that when the adoption comes back, we've seen some of the in-game items pump 50x at one point earlier in the year.
And that game's not even finished yet. That's just speculative buying. Right?
Well, it's because, like, for example, you have to have tiers to hatch eggs. Got to have 200 tiers to hatch an egg. Well, the tiers went from being worthless, completely worthless, to they have drop rates when you quest. You got to quest your heroes and do stuff to get the tiers. But they're also a DEX. So DeFi Kingdoms is a DEX. Like, even first and foremost, they were a DEX. So you can trade all these things on there. And they're coming out with like their own advanced DEX too. That's not just a Uniswap.
And that's in game kind of too, right? Then
yeah, right. So they have
same with unicorns. It has a similar thing where you can trade your different items for whatever for different types of tasks. It seems like all these games, these economy-based games, have a similar. I was wondering who was commenting there.
Attack the mainframe, dude. I'm the dev. Hey, look at me. I'm your dev now. Continue.
Let's go. Let's go. Another big.
They have all these economy-based games, and I think right now you grind right now, and like you said, it's worth nothing. But when the cycle comes around, all the work we're putting in now for the items we craft, like 6 months, a year from now, it's gonna, it may be worth $5 now, but easily see those at couple $100 items, no problem.
So you're saying I should keep playing pirates?
Well, that's the thing. Like Shine doesn't play every day. And I tell him, I'm like, look, man, just grind the resources now. Even if you don't craft anything, you'll probably be able to sell the resources for some decent money.
Dude, the problem is the way my brain works. If I start playing Web3 games, I will not stop, dude. I will not. I'm a fucking maniac, dude. Same thing happened when we were learning Minecraft. All of a sudden, I was playing Bed Wars for 6 hours a day. My girlfriend hated me. My nervous system was fucked.
Well, I'll tell you, with most of these games, you're limited to the amount of character pieces you have or whatnot. So I'm sure DeFi Kingdom is the same. You can only do so much per day with your energy or however they.
Right. You have stamina, and it recharges 1 stamina per 20 minutes. And you got to have 25 stamina or more, 30 stamina to quest. And
it's amazing how these games are so similar, bro. The similarities between unicorns and pirates. And now that you're talking about DeFi Kingdoms and I see your map, and I'm sure you've heard about Wolf Game and Sunflower Farm. You heard of those?
I've heard of them, but I don't know anything about them.
No, neither do I. But they're like the same type of setup. Like you have a farm or like a piece of land, and you're grinding to make more stuff, and I think they all kind of go like that. And it's what remains to be seen is these guys making this full-on economy work within itself, and that's what I'm really excited for.
Right, and we see it. We've seen it with DeFi Kingdoms. It's so big brains. That's what makes me such a big fan of it, and just all the ins and outs. There's a lot of different things going with DeFi Kingdoms. It's a little more in depth. This other game I mentioned, Dragon's Crossing. That is one, Shiny D, you really got to watch out as far as.
Are they paying you?
As far as being addicted, Dragon's Crossing.
Maybe. Okay, that means maybe.
What kind of game is that? Okay.
It's like a Dungeons and Dragons old school. Like back in the day.
Do you have screenshots of any of these? Can you put it on this?
Put it on the Jumbotron. I can't work under these productions. Fuck.
So Dragon's Crossing, man, is absolutely phenomenal. It just came out. And it launched day 1. The game was ready to play. And
finished, or are they in the making right now?
Finished. Day 1, ready to play. There's no token, so you don't have to get mixed up with tokens. NFTs, and they're heroes that are Genesis heroes and Rift heroes. They're the same.
Are they on OpenSea?
They're in OpenSea.
What are they called?
You can get them cheap right now, actually.
What are they called?
What's that?
What are they called?
They're called
Dragon's Crossing.
Yeah, Dragon's Crossing right here. And, you can get Rift heroes and Genesis heroes. The game is brand new. It's phenomenal. It's a seasonal play. You buy up a hero. If you get a Genesis hero, they can find summoning shards. Summoning shards can then be summoned to create a Rift hero. That's the only difference between a Rift hero and a Genesis hero. Rift heroes cannot find summoning shards. Genesis heroes can. And it's hard to find. They're rare, really hard to find. But aside from that, you enter into a seasonal contest that's 28 days long. You pay $20 to enter. There's a pot. And then the pot is spread out amongst the winners. And top 75% of the season gets at least something back. Top 40%, you're in the money. You've made money to be in the top 40%. And so the game is full of impossible critical decisions that you have to make. So it's a mix between RNG, the dice roll, and between skill and how good at the decision making you're making and thinking outside of the box. And the goal is you go to 5 levels. You start with level 1. And they call them tiles, 5 tiles. And this right here that I'm on is the 3rd tile called, the bog. And then what do
you do once you click in and get into the game there?
Yeah, so I can let me check my hero real quick. This is a Jody, level 14. Okay, let's do one.
Have you had to level Jody up? Is that what you bought off of OpenSea?
I bought it. Yep. And I bought
obviously priced higher with higher levels.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, you could buy one mid-season that's already been entered into the season and take it from there. But every time the season goes, their levels reset. Okay. So they reset back to level 1. And the goal is to beat the final boss, which is on the 5th level or 5th tile, named Abaddon. And if you can, and there's tons of lore, the music is phenomenal.
These are all NPCs. Is this like, are you like playing a character? Or is it like a card game?
I'm playing a character. The leaderboard is here, and here's my character right here. She's a mage. There's 3 hero types: mages, rangers, and warriors. So I've already beat the boss on this tile, but I have to come to the 3rd tile to level up. The herbalist also to heal when I go to battle. Okay, so this is the 4th tile that she's on right here. You got to beat the boss to go on to the 5th tile, which is where the final boss and sub boss are. And
what does the gameplay look like when you click on this?
Okay. Oh,
you're too tired.
Hang on.
How many? How long does this take you to play a day?
10 to 20 minutes per day.
Okay,
and that's it.
And are both of these games based on if you spend more money on characters, you're going to be playing longer and have a better chance?
No, it's not pay to win.
Okay,
at all. Okay. And there's no difference as far as the seasonal gameplay goes when it comes to Rift Heroes versus.
So you said you have 3 characters here though, right?
I actually have 44 because I got my kids into it and they're hooked. They're loving it. And it's like a business arrangement.
Do they know that they can make money from it?
Oh,
too?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're talking. This is Web 4, digital sweatshops.
Well, I got to tell you, you're not the first one I've seen in the gaming sector that's a dad that's into gaming with their kids and like.
Oh yeah, the project we were in for a long time, AltFather. They're putting their cousins to work. They're fucking. Yeah. But this is the thing, like. With all this P2E is no one's figured out a way to crack any kind of tokenomic reward system that's actually sustainable. And me and Alt have seen it firsthand in many projects. It's just the rewards are so big at the starting because they have so much liquidity, usually raised from VCs, in order to prop up the token value. And
right.
it's just not like we thought playing Minecraft and making $5,000 in 2 hours was sustainable. Lord help us.
Yeah,
right.
It's really wild. But I think that's
right.
Like, once this gets going again and these things shoot to the moon, like that's why we're playing now, because we should be smart and be the ones selling them to the new people that are just getting in and want to buy everything at all-time highs.
That's right.
We're the suckers that played for the bear market for 6 months to grind out to get this updated thing. Okay, so let's go into here. Like, so it's basically what happens here. Hold on.
Okay. So I can explain this in Shiney D, what you just said. I want to revisit. So hold that thought because creating a sustainable economy. I
don't even know where I am.
Yes. So sustainable economy, we got to come back to that. Okay. And that's where DeFi Kingdoms comes in really well. But this game bypasses all of it because they don't have a token. Okay. So it's genius, big brain devs. I know these guys personally, believe in them, love them. And I'm like part of the team practically here, just helping them.
Okay, so basically the gist is there's a season for 28 days.
You got it. And then
there's a break and then another season.
You got it.
In that season, I'll obtain as many of these characters as I want from OpenSea before the season starts.
You got it. And you have a 5-day window to enter the season after it starts because to actually play the game only takes about, 19, 20, 21 days to beat the game of playing. So if you miss a day, no big deal. Like it'll just reset and keep going. It doesn't hurt to count against you. Unless you quest that day and you don't finish your quest, you lose the quest. And the goal is to beat the final boss in the fewest number of quests used. Okay.
So if you skip a day, you've kind of screwed up your.
Well,
not screwed it up, but you've set yourself back a little bit.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. People that win the season usually come in later in the season because we figure things out. They change the seasons on us a little bit, and you kind of have to go in and figure things out. That's part of it.
So what's the gist? You have these quests here that you showed us. You got to pick 13 out of 15 you've done there.
You got it.
This is all your guys' criteria.
with stats, and so you get equipment as the game goes on. You have inventory, and you want to build your hero. So one other NFT that you can get in this game that has decent little value are skill books. Skills, you get a certain number of skill points every day, and as you level up, you get another skill point. You get more skills that you can use, and the skills are really important in the game. But you don't have to have them to beat the game and to win. But they can certainly be a make or break, or getting those skill books. And Rift heroes can get skill books, and some of the skills are worth more than others, right? And then they tweak the skills in the off season a little bit, and they purposefully throw some curveballs so it's not just the same every season. And it is so addictive.
How many
literally
seasons are they on now?
This is the second season, so it's new.
Oh,
Kind of got like a D2 look when I first kind of glanced at it with the items and the equipping and everything.
Right. And
so you grind to get those items, or do you have to pay for them?
You can get the items and then you can sell them. But
Okay,
these other items,
how do you get the items?
these items here by killing monsters, but you cannot sell these. You can't sell these. These are not NFTs. But skill books are, and summoning shards are. So on here we've got hero NFTs on OpenSea, and then we also have.
Oh, they're pretty cheap, eh?
Spell books, yeah, they're cheap. You can,
is there a limited supply?
Very limited. They burned all the unsold from the mint Genesis heroes on this, so there's only a total of out there circulating about 12 or 1300 Genesis heroes total. And so the problem with this game is, I got them on George and Brian D. Evans' show, FOMO or Pass. They were on the very first one, and it's got 55,000 views. But it's like people have to hear things over and over again. It's the bear market. It's so hard for a project right now to go live. It's like, it is so hard. And so
that's the thing. I don't know if you're aware, but Pirate Nation, the main guy, is the co-creator of Farmville.
Probably nothing.
Really?
Yeah. So when you hear that, that should be sell out 3 ETH floor price, and we're at 0.04.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So it's got big names in there, the art guys, the Farmville artists, and they're backed by the co-founder of OpenSea, as well as the co-founder of Twitch, and there's 10 other big names of that caliber that have given them a few years of runway. But that's the thing, they came out at about 0.13, and then they kind of dipped to 0.06, but they were built on Polygon, and they pay all the gas, eh? So you aren't paying gas, fully on-chain game. But they were built on Polygon and realized Polygon was too slow and too expensive. So they moved over to Arbitrum Nova, and from what I see on Dragon's Crossing, are they on Arbitrum?
They're on Arb. You got it. They're on Arbitrum.
Are they on Nova or the regular Arb?
They're on the ETH Layer 2 Arb.
Yeah, no, I guess Arb has 2 chains.
Right, the Nova.
The Nova one's the more one that's starting to get used for games because it's a lot cheaper. But obviously they're the same company makes them. But what they said is they're saving thousands of dollars a week using them, and it the gameplay on Arbitrum Nova versus Matic is
well, to touch on that too, what you said, AltFather, is a lot of these games claim to be Web 3 when in fact most of them are Web 2 with crypto integrations. What Pirates is doing that's really unique, and I don't know if either the projects you mentioned was Dragon Crossing and DeFi Kingdoms, are those fully on chain? Do you know?
So DeFi Kingdoms is, yes. Cool. But I think the gameplay will be off-chain, but then you have to submit transactions to enter into the fight, and then to get out of the fight, you submit the transactions. And then
it's incredibly hard to do it all on-chain.
I even think that Pirate Nation is pivoting some pieces away from the all on-chain, and even when
you're gonna have to.
Pardon me?
Right now, at least, until the technology catches up.
Yeah, well, even when you look at crypto unicorns, there, when they made a mobile mini game that doesn't even tie to a wallet, because they need to figure out a way to get people to play for free so they can kind of hook them in. So having a mobile free mini game that if you play enough, maybe you can see you win a couple of bucks. It'll hopefully like hook you into that, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on here? So basically, this is the game. It's like a card battle kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. It's like a picture Dungeons and Dragons back in 1980.
I wasn't into those, bro. All I used to
Yeah.
play with my buddies was first-person shooter and like wrestling. Like,
right.
Those were because we could play against each other. Play on the same team, right?
Right. I was not into this kind of game, but this right here is the Zone 4 boss. Very hard to beat. 157 health.
I like the art on this though, man. I'll tell you, it looks dope as fuck.
The art is phenomenal. Wait till you hear the music.
I'm a big Conan fan.
Oh yeah. Destroy your enemies, have them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women.
This is right up my alley for that. So what's happening? Do you pick the guys you're fighting, or you just pick that?
Well, when you go use a quest on the adventuring guild, like adventuring quest, you could get a whole bunch of different things can happen. But this, I knew I was going to get this guy. He is the tile 4 boss. He's very tough. I could die here. I didn't even have full health, so kind of risky, but it's fine. I'm almost full health.
It's for the gram, bro. For the gram.
Yeah, this guy is. Oh, look, he just jacked me for 26 damage. So, I'm gonna throw out Blade Form Parry, which is a good skill. So he's whooping my ass. I'm gonna have to probably flee here. So flee is based off your quickness stat. There's.
You're letting the stream down, bro.
Oh, look at that.
We're supposed to be chilling the game, and you're like losing here.
He is just. I don't know. Where's my Blade Form Parry there? You know it.
Hey, so stop once you do the thing. Next page. I want to see what happens after you press attack.
Hey, Dragon's
I'm definitely fleeing out of here.
Crypto Grady some new fucking items, okay? Dragon's Crossing, if you're listening, I'm a peaceful person, but I'll rain down hellfire unless you take care of my boy. Sorry, Grady.
So what happened here?
I freed. I got the hell out of there. Here, if I close, Brown Gent is okay. So see my health at the bottom. I only had 38 health left because he was just hammering me. My Blade Form Parry wasn't hitting. And so I had to get out of there. I have beaten him with other heroes, and that's a real strong hero. I'm going to have to go back and heal now. And I'm wasting a quest to go back to Foul Waste where the Herbalist is. And so it's all about calculating the number of quests properly. There's so much big brains, big thought into this. So it's not a game like where it requires high dexterity in your fingers and quick reflexes, like a lot of the games out there. This is big brains, critical thinking, tons of critical thinking you have to do to succeed, and it will rope you in because there's also this leaderboard right here, and you see your place and you're trying to win. You win it's all in USDC.
Oh, I was just that was my next question because I did see a USDC button up there, and you mentioned that there's no token, so I was like, okay, so what happens? You pay $20 to get in?
Yeah, you pay $20 to enter the season at the beginning.
And there's a chance that you could lose and not make anything?
Right. You could, if you're in the bottom 25 percentile, you don't get anything.
That's the other question I was going to ask you for both of these before I forget. How many players are playing this, do you think?
This season right now, it tells you here, we've got 839 heroes.
Oh, wow. Fuck. Oh, heroes.
Heroes. But as far as the actual players, I wonder if it's even more than 200 to 300, I would say, of real life human beings.
Difficult. But so each guy has an average of 10
heroes, or some people have 2, 3, 4. Some people like me, I have 44.
So heroes. You bought them and you can play them on any season,
yep.
$20 each time. But when you soup them up and get them more powerful during the season, do you lose that after the season's done?
You lose all of it except the skill books that are learned. So if
that makes it fair, though, for every season reset, right?
You got it. You're at the same playing field, except I do keep the skills that I learned. The NFTs are burned away once a hero learns a skill, and those skills are forever on the hero.
What do you mean an NFT burns away? One of these skill books?
The skill books. The skill
basically, I could grind get a skill book. I can either sell this
That's
or
right.
I can use it to upgrade my character during that season.
You got it. And it will forever stay on that hero.
And
So
that for the season or forever?
Forever.
Okay, so that'll make it more valuable.
Yes, that's
down
the
the
only
road.
thing that, like Berserk, this is a really good skill. And it's $12.30, right? So if you get it, you can sell it or apply it to a warrior. It's a warrior skill.
What were these running in how long has this game been out for?
Just like 2 months or less.
Oh, okay, so it didn't really have a bowl season yet or anything like that.
No, but these skills were running a lot more, double at least, in some cases triple or quadruple.
Yeah,
$30.
Same with Pirates and Unicorns. Like even though Pirates just came out in like January, like they started getting a bit of a season, and then like when everything kind of died and they moved their chains, it just really set things back. And like I was selling ships for like $300, and now they're going for like $20.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's right. That's right. So the Genesis heroes here. So the Rift hero floor is 90. Wait a second. This is a Genesis hero floor. It has to be $92.
Okay, hold on. There's two. Okay, you have Genesis heroes, and what's the other one?
Rift heroes. They're
So
the
what's the
same.
difference between those?
They're the same as far as seasonal play goes, but only the Genesis heroes can find summoning shards. Okay, that you then can summon for $10, 10 USDC to get a Rift hero. Rift heroes cannot find summoning shards. Only Genesis heroes. They're like a Gen 0 hero in DeFi Kingdoms.
Is this how they're doing scaling?
Yeah, that's the only entry for new heroes. Like, so because
basically it's like a breeding. Then you're breeding. Your Genesis hero gets one of these things you just mentioned, and then he can breed one of these Rift heroes.
That's right. This is a summoning shard right here. And
so the Rift hero. So you use this and it creates an. Can you show me a Rift hero? Do they look the same as a Genesis?
They look the same. The artwork is a little different, actually.
And so what's the difference between the Rift? The Rift can't breed, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they can't find a summoning shard. So there actually is no breeding in this.
But summoning shard replaces the breeding word, I guess.
Right, exactly. You got it. You just pay 10 USDC to summon the summoning shard, and you'll get a Rift hero out of that.
For me, a big believer in games, I like to go for the Genesis because that's what's going to make me money long term.
That's right.
So
these guys are phenomenal.
Sorry to cut you off. If this game picks up and you have 44 of these guys,
and
all of a sudden people start coming in, you're going to be looking for shards to get your Rift heroes going, and you're going to be placing them on the market. And depending on how good the market is, they could be worth a lot.
Yes, because if this game does get adoption, if people start, here's the thing, almost everybody, 9 out of 10, probably at least people that play this game, just try it out. At the entry of the season, just a couple weeks ago, they said the mint was still open of the Genesis heroes, and you could mint one for $150 and then play season 2. If you didn't like it, you would get you can get a refund for $150. That's still live this season. Well, and there's hardly anybody that's going to give it back. In fact, anytime people come in and play the game, they end up buying more heroes because it's so fun, so addictive. It's like, like
you said, it's 20 minutes a day. Like that's kind of like for a guy like me, that's what I want. Like a bunch of these 20 minutes a day. Maybe I can grind and win some money, and like it makes sense. I'm on a page right now. How do I know if I'm on the Rift hero or if I'm on the Genesis?
Okay, so when you click on the hero, it's gonna, if you scroll down and you find, it says generation. Where's the generation? Details? No.
Stats?
I don't think the stats are really important.
Stats. It says generation 1 of 1.
Yeah. So it's a generation 0 hero. That's what that is.
Okay, so are these all on the same page?
Yeah, see, I did a search where I only searched Genesis heroes. And that's how I knew automatically, oh, this is $92 is the floor of the Genesis hero. And the reason why this is on the floor is because the base stats, you want to look at the base stats, are low.
Gotcha.
And so that is not real good there, these base stats. even though you can still easily go win the season, but you're starting out a little bit handicapped with
But
fewer.
I want generation 0. That's the one.
Yes. Now I could come in here, hit refresh, and make sure the searching, I fix that on the search.
0.005 is what they're going for right now.
Yep. Okay. Generation, I could say 0 to 1, and it will show here on OpenSea. The Rift Heroes here are $16 here at the floor.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
So
that's pretty interesting. But the Rift Heroes you can use every season as well, right?
Yeah, just the same. There's no difference. There's no advantage. Yeah.
The reason you get the Genesis is if you think this game is going to take off.
Yes. And to get more summoning shards, you only get probably on average 1 or maybe 2 in a season. Probably just 1 per hero per season. Easily. You're even lucky to get that. They're so hard to get.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've only gotten like 2 or 3 this season.
How much are they going for on the market? $10?
$11, and then it's $10 to summon and get a Rift Hero out of it. Yeah.
It's about $20 for a Rift Hero right now.
You got it.
But that could go up. Like if they get an influx of players.
Oh my gosh.
There's only so much that can go on. I guess that brings me to the next question here, bro. Yeah. Is how are they doing their marketing? Are you impressed with that, or is it slow going?
They brought me on. They brought the Brown Gent on. Okay. The Brown Gent was commenting here earlier. And Doug Hype. Do you know Doug Hype wears the fur coat, sunglasses? Hilarious.
I've seen a bunch of guys that wild guys. But hold on, let me say so price here at the beginning in May was 1.5 ETH. That's what I'm looking on the sales.
No. You're probably on the wrong.
Dragons Crossing Heroes.
So I don't think any sold for that much. Because I know there's some fake ones out there.
Oh, never mind. I think I was on a different.
I can share these links here.
Grady, I got a quick question.
0.15. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shiney.
Are you full-time Web3?
Full-time. That's all I do.
How long have you been full-time Web3?
Over this last year, pre-Terra Luna. And then I lost all my money. Also,
really? Did you get really wrecked on it?
On the Harmony, yeah. I was early into Luna and a big believer. I was in like every single protocol in Luna.
Bro, my buddy lost 25 mil on Luna.
Oh my gosh.
And 40 on Kusama retracing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, and then the Harmony bridge hack. So I lost a good $1 million in Luna and then over $500,000 in DeFi Kingdoms with the Harmony bridge hack.
Oh, so DeFi Kingdoms had issues before.
Oh my gosh, horrible issues. Horrible. So first,
let's wrap this one up here. Is there much more you want to say on this one here?
I more than covered this. I wasn't planning on getting so deep into Dragon's Crossing.
Well, it looked interesting, so sorry for picking your brain.
AltFather goes deep, bro. Whether it's flat Earth or P2E, he's going balls deep. 12 joints in, fucking aliens are landing. Let's go.
Last question here, I guess. The last 2 questions. Is Shine still with us, or did he check out?
He's with us.
Sorry, I saw the screen change. So what are you winning in the top 75%? You said how many players do you? Yeah, like can you break that down? That math.
Okay, so if you're in the 30th to 40th percentile, you're just getting a little bit more back than your entry. A little bit more back than your entry. If you're between the 20th and 30th percentile, you get an extra like 20-30% above your entry. So the $20 that you put in, you'll get like, I think it's $27, I think is what you get if you're in that 20th to 30th percentile. If you're in the 10th to 20th percentile, I want to say it's like $39 you get. And then they have the payouts in their Discord, I'm probably off on my numbers. But if you're like between 2 and 8 or 2 and 10 percentile, it's like $76 or something. And then if you're in the top 1 percentile, I forget, maybe 80 or 90 bucks. And then there's a top 3 placements as well. So the top number 1, what was it? Like $300 some dollars, maybe?
Where are they getting the money to pay for this?
From the entry fees.
Gotcha.
It just comes back out. Right.
So everything makes sense.
Yes. And so then the team is generating a little revenue from the contest itself because there's a rake, off the top, and then they make the $10 for every summoning shard. But again, it's still pennies. It's not like they're making enough revenue. That's why I'm trying to push it, because it's so fun. I would be so sad to see another game fail that's really fun and awesome. Like, this is the most addictive game I've ever played in my entire life. Period.
Oh wow!
Absolutely.
What do you think the chances are of getting? Do they have, other than you guys, like just kind of like local influencers? Do they have anything big that can really like put it on a big scale? Not that you're not a big scale or anything,
right? So
what an asshole, dude. He comes on your show. So this is the Crypto Grady show, dude. Watch your mouth, brother.
Well, so Jet came on their channel, and I was with Jet when I was in LA, and we're like, ooh, Jet, this is going. We're going to apply to be on season 2 of the next Crypto Gym, baby.
Oh, are you really?
Oh, yeah, hardcore.
Oh, wow.
They were already on FOMO or Pass, with George and Brian D. Evans.
How did that go?
George passed because at first they were going to have a token, and he didn't like the tokenomics, even though they were phenomenal, and I had to get him in a headlock. Like,
dude,
George,
fucking George, Cryptos Are Us. I love the guy, but he looks like a James Bond villain in every photo. Come on, dude.
When is that show on? When's the Fumble or Pass show on?
It was their the very first episode of FOMO or Pass was Dragons Crossing, baby.
Where do we find that? I don't know if you just answered.
It's on George's Cryptos R Us
on his YouTube,
and it's on. You just have to scroll down and find it. I could find it for you.
So that's a show him and Brian already had? Yeah.
Yeah, they already had him on, 55,000 views.
Nice.
Here, I mean,
Brian's the man, dude. I love that guy. We've been trying to book him for spaces forever.
Yes.
Forever. He's been telling me next week. Oh. It's such a fine line when you're trying to book big guests of consistently asking them without annoying the fucking shit out of them.
I know, right?
Especially when they keep saying yes. So you're like, okay, I hope he doesn't watch. Brian, if you're watching this, please, we can be really good friends. You're like me.
He's so damn busy. So this is Doug Hype. He's hilarious. He does these videos for Dragons Crossing. He's a phenomenal dude. He's proven himself to be so faithful grinding through this, because the mint at first was a complete disaster. The mint was OMG disaster. Only like 300 Genesis heroes got minted. But here's what makes it so bullish for me is that as people started playing season 1 and realizing they had aha moments going off to where they were like, oh, damn, this game's awesome. And they ended up minting another 1,000 after that.
Because they realized it was good.
Yes. And so I could really see this thing popping off. There's the brown gent. Okay. So then let's look at good old Cryptos Are Us and FOMO or Pass.
Yeah, I just bought the YouTube Premium myself.
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's Shine.
What's that? Sorry.
YouTube.
Feeling something in the DM. Sorry.
YouTube Premium.
Oh, dude, I just use ad blocker. Allegedly.
Oh. I could not function without YouTube Premium, man.
Dude, what is the premium though? Like, besides not having ads, like what are you paying for?
Well, that's it, right?
Well, you can just download a Google Chrome extension called Ad Blocker, and you don't get ads on any platform for free. Allegedly. Yeah, dude. It's
so
just
you have no platforms. You have no ads on your YouTube ever.
Nothing. No, it's called Ad Blocker. Best ad blocker. I've been using it for fucking years. You just plug it into your Chrome extension. Not only do you not get ads on there, but you can set it up to not get ads on any social media.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Do you do it for your Twitter then too?
Yeah, it's free.
Really?
Okay.
That's one thing that really annoys me is the Twitter ads, because you're reading a thread and in the middle of the comments, it like throws you off because it throws an ad
Exactly.
right in the middle of the comment thread. You're like, what the?
Yeah, ad blocker takes care of all of that.
Ad blocker will even stop like the mid-video ads?
Yes, sir.
Really?
No ads, bro. I haven't watched an ad when you're streaming AltFather and I see an ads go off sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I don't have any ads ever, just with this one free extension.
Yeah. Huh.
Maybe I should be rethinking my premium purchase here.
Right?
Yeah.
Throw that money back into fucking NFTs. Dude.
Hey man, $10 a month is $10 a month.
Oh, 100%, bro. Every dollar counts.
That's my pizza slice and coffee for the day.
Or $10 added monthly, compounded annually. That's some serious fucking money.
Or it's an NFT Rift for Dragon's Crossing.
Yeah, you know, right here. This is it. This is Dragon's Crossing on FOMO or Pass. I just private message and I pasted it in the comments here. So you guys have this episode. But see, they were going to have a token, and then they decided no token.
It's quite the subscriber count they got there.
Right. Oh,
shout outs to all the comments. You guys are fucking hilarious, dude.
You probably try to get one more 1,000 there just to throw off that 666 subscriber.
I know, right? For
George. What a shitty number to.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? George is the Antichrist. Spoiler alert.
So George, by the way, George is having his big event in Vegas in like 10 days. And what's
he mainly do? He's obviously
the big influencer.
What are we watching right here? What do you got on?
So this is George's show, FOMO or Pass, with Brian D. Evans with Dragon's Crossing. And it's
FOMO or Pass. Okay, so I'm confused here because isn't he on Wait's show as well?
Yes.
And what's Wait's show called?
Next Crypto Gem. The next.
So these are pretty much the same type of shows.
Well, no, George. The reason why George is on there in the first place is because he's been a YouTuber for like 6 years now, and he's one of the biggest crypto YouTubers.
Yeah, I recognize him everywhere for sure.
Yeah, and so he's got 666,000 YouTube subscribers there, and as far as like the number of viewing hours, he's like number one in all of YouTube.
If we come back in a month and it's the same number, bro, then something fishy's going on, okay?
Oh.
If it's stuck on 666, then we got a problem.
I love it. I love this. So yeah, George, man. And so that's why he's on that show, because he gets more viewing hours than even like BitBoy does.
Wow.
Yes.
How are you? What are your numbers like?
Oh, I'm new. So
that's what I was gonna like. I know you're newer, and I'm curious,
not bad, bro. 1.17K subs isn't bad. Like, how long?
On YouTube? Is that what you have on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you mainly focusing then? Like, where's your focus for where you're putting your social media time?
Yeah, Grady, we've been meaning to talk to you. What are you doing with your life? We're getting very concerned. You're just screaming about these fucking video games.
You should be concerned.
But and do you think too, like, if we're covering these games now, like, imagine if these hit up to millions of players, they're going to be looking at your old Dragon's Crossing games and stuff, and wondering what the hell was going on a year ago, which is like right now or whatever. But yeah, that's
it'll be insane if this game gets adoption. Yeah, I believe the Genesis Heroes could easily go up to $2,000, $3,000, no problem.
Oh, you think that they could hit a price point like that then?
Oh, easy. Like DeFi Kingdoms, Gen Zero Heroes, that's what they are.
Yeah.
So Crypto Baby H right here in the Unity Guild, that's who this is, Crypto Baby H. She just bought a Genesis Heroes on DeFi Kingdoms for $1,800 or $1,900 yesterday, her first one. Finally, she bought one. And so we've seen those values hold up because there's a finite supply. You can't ever have more of them. And
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And then, like, if everything keeps going and it's a slow kind of drip, right? They're not just letting you mint thousands of rips. They're kind of controlling that.
Oh my gosh. I've only gotten either 2 or 3. I might have gotten 3 summoning shards this whole season. And I've probably got,
would you just save the shards then? Or are you going to breed?
I sold them because I've already put too much money in. So I'm trying to get money back out. Sold some of the spell books, skill books. I've also used them. I've also bought some, that I wanted. for other
That's how it
heroes.
is. You know, that's I think a healthy for every game, right? Like
Yeah.
I've sold some stuff, I've traded, I've bought some stuff.
You got
It's
it.
like it's a mix of everything, and I think you got to decide like, okay, am I at a point where I want to extract? Do I want to extract a third of what I do and use the other 2/3 to kind of keep
That's right.
upgrading? But for me right now in this down season, I'm straight upgrading. Like I'm not trying to extract right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we get back to the bull, definitely, and we get some more adoption. But like right now, where we're just begging to hold on to people, I'm
Right.
not even trying to put any more pressure on there. Not that there's anyone buying.
I know it's been a brutal bear market. We talked about this a lot on last week's Spaces with you guys. Also, so Shiny D, what you talked about as far as you haven't seen a game yet with a sustainable in-game economy.
Yeah.
It's so hard to accomplish that. That's why Mind Games just failed, as we saw yesterday. And we've seen that with a lot of other games like Crabata, games like that.
All of them, bro. There's just no way to make the tokenomics sustainable because without fail, they always get, like I was joking about digital sweatshops, but in reality, that's what happens, right? Because you can get a crew of people playing in the Philippines, a couple dollars a day for them playing. That's fucking good money for them to play a game.
Right.
So it's like, how do you create sustainable tokenomics within
I'll be right back.
Yes, that you're good, Shiny. Take or AltFather, take your time. Yeah.
You know, how do you create the sustainable like? And the other thing too is like you talk to a lot of traditional games. I remember when me and AltFather were in Berlin for some different. We were in blockchain Berlin, and we were talking to some people that were behind games. And like the problem with a lot of these play to earn games is they're not fun at all, right? So it's like very hard finding that balance between creating a game that's fun, where you also get rewards, where the tokenomics are also stable. Of course, if you get in early and cash out, it's fucking amazing. But so far, someone's just always holding the bag.
Right. So, okay, yeah. So with Dragon's Crossing, they kind of avoided all that. That's why I'm like so bullish on that. You don't even have to worry about that at all because none of those are tokens. And so that's the interesting thing there. With DeFi Kingdoms.
I love your hat, by the way. I just saw it.
Oh, baby, bullish. Let's go. So,
you still have the sticker on, which isn't okay, but you're the host, so I will allow it.
You guys, I love you guys, man. Where have you been?
Bro? I was so tired today, and I was like, fuck, man. I just did a show, and then I did Spaces, and now I got to be on another stream, but it's still a lot of fun, man.
Dude, it wakes you. See,
I like it better on the video because
it's a lot funner being able to see people and shit. I think we really need to integrate video components.
Well, the one thing we should look at doing is trying to use the Twitter video stream. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
No.
Yeah, I've only seen it once or twice recently. I know Ran used Crypto Banter. You guys know who he is? Yeah. He used it before, but it was kind of weird, like looking on the phone because it was like only a little bit of the screen was used for the actual screen. So I don't know if it's got a layout as good as this, but yeah, I think video is the way to go, man.
Yeah, the other thing I like better about YouTube over Twitter Spaces is that I go back and watch everything at 2x speed or 1.5x.
Yeah.
And
you can do that on Twitter though. If you watch Twitter Spaces from your desktop, you can change the speed. Not on your phone, but on your desktop.
But I'm always on my phone.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. I think the other day. Don't quote me. I think you can.
Man, that's wild. Okay, so dude, you guys, we could do a weekly show on this. And every time, see, I'm a manic depressant, crazy, insane, mental head case. But when I turn on this YouTube screen, I just come alive. I don't know what it is. It's like life flows into my body.
Are you like me? And then after the stream's done, you just like curl into like a tired fucking slug ball. People have no idea, man. When people meet me in real life, they go, "Oh, you're pretty chill." I said, "Yeah, because the energy I put out while I'm streaming and performing isn't fucking sustainable, dude."
I can't explain it. I could be super depressed. No energy. I felt like crap today too before we started.
Grady, you know what I think that is? Because a lot of the time for me as a content creator, a lot of the times, like I have to force myself to make videos because when like depression's a mindset, right? And when you force yourself to make videos and you have a character that's happy, you'll start acting happy. And just by building those physical cues, all of a sudden you're happy and you can just change your state because all of it is just a role, right? You're just acting, whether you're acting depressed, whether you're acting happy, you're acting sad. Those are just, they're just emotions.
Sticky intern.
Yeah, what's up, Sticky? I know Sticky. What's going on, motherfucker?
Yeah,
he's talking about the Twitter stream right now.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, he said it wasn't good. I thought I read that.
Yeah, that's what he said. And Sticks
using YouTube picture in picture is dank. What do you mean by that? Is that what we're doing right now?
I don't know. But like a lot of these people, like Gander, Sticks Intern, they have their own YouTube channels. These are all big DeFi Kingdom streamers.
Dude, my D's already shiny, bro. Like a negative plus a negative is positive, bro. It might take away the glisten. If I'm paying $10 to the reptilian overlords on YouTube, maybe my D might be less shiny.
I didn't even know there was a Google Premium. What the hell is that?
Google, what does Google Premium do?
I don't know.
They only steal half your data if you pay them.
Does he mean YouTube Premium or does he mean?
Oh, it's data. Like if your emails get too much data.
Facts, Sticks,
like,
facts.
And you got to start paying Google.
So Dragon's Crossing. Let's talk about that quick for a second. How many players are playing a day there?
With Dragon's Crossing, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dragon's Crossing is the one on your screen right now, right?
No, that's DeFi Kingdoms.
Okay, sorry, no. Dragon's Crossing is the one we just talked about.
Yes.
Sorry, so they're so similar, bro, that like it confuses me. They both start with D. It's like
and the majority of Dragon's Crossing community is from the DeFi Kingdoms community.
Okay.
And because the creators of Dragon's Crossing are DeFi Kingdoms OGs. Okay, and they're like awesome dudes. I love the founders. This guy right here, Bloater Punch, talking, and bloaters are the bloater fish on DeFi Kingdoms. I've talked about in the past. I went to my kid's school. And I talked to the principal and I said, here's what we got to do. We got to throw out all the curriculum in the school, get it out of here. And we got to talk DeFi Kingdoms and their curriculum. And I told the principal about bloater fish and ragweed, and the in-game economy in the game. Like, what do we get out of history books? Don't get anything out of that. We get all kinds of things out of DeFi Kingdoms, baby.
Show these guys how to make some money when they're young.
Dude, fuck the education system. Put your kids on TikTok as NPCs and start making some money, dude.
Let's go. So the end game.
Why would they learn about social studies about things the government made up when they could eat fucking fake ice cream cones and make some bank, dude, and put it all in NFTs and then lose it and then figure something else out?
I believe there is a way to create sustainable economy, but that's tricky.
No one's figured it out yet, right?
Well, I'll tell you what. Before you go further, I think the closest I've seen to figuring it out, is the unicorns, and it's not there yet. But what they're doing is they're adding in what's called the dark forest. In the dark forest, the regular
Sounds scary. If there's any children in the audience, headphones, please.
Very scary. So in the dark forest, the regular unicorns can go in and do quests and retrieve the unicorn milk. But the shadow corns, which would be another NFT that are the bad guys, if you buy those, you can go, when the unicorns go in the dark forest, you create minions or some kind of minions or whatever, and they go in and try to kill the unicorns. So that's kind of, and if they kill them, they get the milk. So it's kind of like you have to put your ante in to go into the dark forest, and then you can either win from that or you can lose from that. And that's supposedly going to really tidy up that game loop so that the economy makes more sense. That's what it's supposed to do.
That sounds big brains to me.
Well, and the thing that they said too is the way that they stop people from extracting is they make it more difficult to extract.
Okay.
You have to actually play and do different things to get the item you need to extract versus just a quick farm and extract. So the more complicated they make the gameplay And I think Pirates is going to do that too. So instead of just clicking the quest through, they're going to make it so that you have to, you can check out Pirate Nation if you want.
Well, I was just searching unicorns. Is this it? Unicorn uni or no?
No. Click on RBW or UNIM. UNIM. See if they have that. Unicorn milk.
Okay.
So that's one thing they have, but they also have the governance token, which is RBW.
Okay.
This is how it basically goes.
How do you milk a unicorn? That sounds edgy.
Well, it's not. Yeah. It's like their currency, right? So basically you farm berries, and once you farm those berries, you can do these quests, and with these quests they give you different amounts of unicorn milk. So depending on how souped up your unicorn is, you can get different. You can check them out on OpenSea too if you want, because I don't know if you can do too much without. Or go to play all our games, view all our games.
Okay, or learn how to. Okay, view all our games right here.
Yeah. So this is what they have. Mob Run is coming soon, which will be a race game. Bumper Corns. This is the game. No requirement. You can, if you have a unicorn, then you can get in for the rewards. Another game. So they're making a bunch of these mini games to go in. Just go down and up maybe and see what else is on the site.
Got leaderboards.
Yeah, I think they do some stuff with that. What's that? Hold on, go there. Yeah, so basically what happens is you get the adult corns and they can breed up to 8 times. Oh. So you breed them with other corns and you get a baby corn. But you need to make the baby corn, or you get an egg. Mm-hmm. And you have to hatch the egg. The egg can't do nothing, but the baby corn can plant so that you can get berries and collect poop. But the adult corn can craft stuff. It can do jousting. It can breed. It can plant, and it can go on quests. So that's kind of what happens now. Yeah, and they're really cheap. Like they're the same price as Dragon's Crossing. There, just $5 to $10. So if you start off with the way I started is Pirates did a Spaces with them, and they gave all the listeners that were active in Pirates a free starter pack. So
I think I have some still.
Yeah, you probably do. So they give you a piece of land, and then you go on your land and you craft berries, and you can build a few different buildings on there. You need to build like a barn to keep your unicorns, a place to breed them. There's a place you can build for quests. So it's kind of just like that. You're just kind of building your farm and leveling up. Like, I started with 3 unicorns and 1 plot of land. Now I have 12 plots and like 80 unicorns because they run on energy too. So it's kind of the same concept. You use your energy to farm, and then once your energy runs out, you need to use berries to kind of pay. It's your in-game stuff that you farm can kind of like bring your energy back, or you can just wait. Yeah, they're all really similar, these games, from what you're explaining, and just from my my Unicorn and Pirate Nation thoughts. If you want to go check out Pirate Nation quick.
Yeah, Pirate Nation. I was just laughing at this comment.
Why? What are they saying?
The unicorn one?
I tell people I'm playing unicorns. They're always like I told my one buddy in Pirates, I'm like, because we were just playing Pirates, and I'm like, because Pirates is really new, so there's not too much going on. And unicorns, you can literally like do a ton of shit. And my buddy got me into it, and I really started really liking it. Like, I don't tell the Pirates guys this, but like right now it's way more fun because you can do 10 times more stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm not just going in to do my daily grinding. Pirates won't have anything here.
Okay. Go
down to the NFT Pirate. First one on the NFTs. That's where it is. No, we're down low. Where your air.
Right here.
Yeah. Click on that.
Okay.
That's them there. You can probably get to their website there. Right. They're super cheap right now too. Well, I guess 75 isn't cheap, but they were going for about 1.116. So the real sell here is going down. So basically what they're doing, I'll give you the quick gist, is that's your pirate island. You can do quests and stuff like that. You can get an island and decorate it, but it's only first generation for that right now.
Okay.
But they're making it so that you can come here and play for free. So you'll be able to go in, click on this without a wallet, and you can start doing this. Go stop right there. So that's PvP right there. So you go in, and it's pretty basic right now. You can get different ships or whatnot, and then soup up your ships and all this stuff. And they have like world bosses where you compete as a group, and eventually it'll be like PvP, your ship against another ship. So you have a galleon ship, different ship up top there. But the real thing here is if you go down, so basically they have these two things. They have PvE fighting like this, and then they have crafting. So what I really wanted to show you though is the team. Go up, see if you can see who the team is there. And I'll go down.
Maybe they're at the bottom. Meet the
team. No, go up a little bit. You just passed.
Okay.
What does this say? Why buy pirates?
Okay.
No, here, I'll tell you another thing to go to. Click on their more and docs.
Docs, okay.
And look on the left for team. Is there anything that says team there?
Pirate Nation team.
There you go. Okay. So read the bios of these guys.
Big time bios. Amit. Prior to founding Proof of
Play. So basically, Proof of Play is their parent company, and what they do is they build game engines. So they're building all of this so that they could build the game quicker, but they're building actual engines. And like this guy, like look, he's founder and CTO of My Mini Life, that was just acquired by Zynga Games. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Okay.
Zynga Games is like
he co-created the game Farmville.
Yes. CTO of Rarebits, CTO of Zynga Japan. If you don't mind, just click on a separate page and click in Zynga just to see the level that we're working with here.
Okay, just open Zynga.
Type in Zynga.
Zinga.
Zynga Games, yeah.
Zynga Games, okay.
And you should be able to see
Zynga Farmville.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you how many people play a monthly. Monthly players.
Is it a lot?
Zynga is the world's largest social game developer with over 300 million monthly active users. Farmville, Cityville, Empires and Allies, Mafia Wars, Cafe World, shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so he basically worked as a CTO for those guys, bro. And not only that, but he made, if you look at his name, go up again. To Amit. If you Google his name, he created some apps for Facebook that got sold to Google.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like not just some Joe Blow. Like he made an app for Facebook that got acquired by Google. So that's the level of his stuff. And like this is all the stuff he's worked at. He worked on Epic Games underneath the main guy for Gears of War. And then so he's the main guy. But then if you just go look at these other guys, like here's another guy that was on the art director of Farmville.
Yeah.
And then go down Matt. He's okay, but not as impressive as the one guy. If you can find Adam there he is.
Adam.
This guy worked for Circle USDC back in 2013, 2014. So so these guys have been around the block. So what I think has happened, if you want to go back to Twitter and type in Proof of Play.
Okay.
So basically, if you own one of these founders pirates, they're going to come out. It's the same as the Genesis things for your game there, right?
Right.
If you own the founders pirates, you're going to most likely get mints into future games that come. You missed an O.
Okay.
Pirate
Nation right here. Proof of Play.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah, so click on them.
Okay.
So they're the ones that building Pirate Nation.
2
But
O's, Grady.
that's their main company. Do you want to pull them up there?
Yeah, for some reason. Okay. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So if you read through, like, we don't have to read through their stuff, but they
Mhm.
talk about different stuff they've done. So they did something called Mirror. So they basically you could buy an NFT on OpenSea on Ethereum, but then you'd have to bridge it to Matic, right? And when you bridge it to Matic, then you could play on Matic. But that wasn't really working. So they created a technology called mirroring. So
Okay.
that leaves your NFT, your Genesis NFT on Ethereum, but they
Oh,
have some kind of mirroring thing that plays it on Arbitrum Nova. So
I
all
see.
your items and all that shit, like your ships, your
Yeah.
resources, it's on Nova, but they
Okay.
leave the actual NFT there on sorry, Ethereum.
Ethereum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, if you check them out, they've got some like literature on stuff that they've built. Do you know
Okay.
what I mean? So that's what they're more about, is like building, like, that's a decentralized infrastructure. Do you know what I
Wow.
mean?
I love it.
Yeah, so that's what really caught me on to them. Mind you, like, the floor price, like, for new entrants, it's great, 75.
I got wrecked.
But yeah, like, well, not really, because we bought them at
Nope.
11.
You don't know my
1100.
buys.
Well, but
I got wrecked.
yeah, I guess because you bought some more rares, but we did buy them at $1,200 Ethereum. So even though they
Sure,
went
but I
down,
was holding Ethereum. So.
yeah, that's. But if you had to acquire Ethereum at that time, then it's not
Right.
too bad. But like I said, it's
The rares are holding a little bit better, to be fair, and the rares are the
well,
ones that
do you want to know what they did? That changed everything. That's bad for current floor price, but good for future. Is they made the game so that if you own more, you're not going to have an advantage.
Okay.
So all the whales sold because they were holding like 100 plus, and then they were like, "Well, fuck, I'm not. This isn't worth it for me to make more in game."
Right.
And they did that, which, I hold quite a bit, and it kind of screwed me. But at the same time, it's better long term for the game.
It's better long term.
Well, do you want to play for a game where there's a couple guys that can, like, because they have more money than you, that you're just gonna lose every time? Like, that's no fun.
The vamp floor is 0.15 still, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, so you're laughing, bro, if you're looking at that.
Yeah.
But again, like, man, like, they can't. You should see, like, that's the thing. You'd think with names, like you say that you have issues with adoption on the games that you have, but like, this guy's the co-founder of Farmville, bro, and like, they can't even get people to buy the fucking, like, mind you, the game's not finished yet, but it's. I think, and I've heard them speak in spaces, and like, I think you touched on that a little bit before. It's so hard to build a game because these guys have external factors,
right?
Like the NFTs and like currency, and like you said, Shine, like building an economy that like can run in itself, but also be guarded from the open sea or the blur farmers or whatever the fuck you got going on. Like, and I think that's why they like it so much, because if you're a game developer, the ultimate challenge is building a game in Web3, and like, no one's been able to crack it. So if you are a game developer, like, that's where you're like hungry to beat that system. Because I'll tell you what, whether it's these guys, you know what I mean, DeFi Kingdoms or whatever, whoever cracks that economy-based thing, and there's people in there making big bank, like more than they would at a regular job, I think that's when we start seeing adoption into these economy-based games.
I think, yes. And it's so hard to manage a business, hire and fire, have structure, properly message and communicate is always the biggest downfall in crypto that I see.
Well, and I'll tell you the other thing that's really tough is, like, I took 10 minutes and you took 10 minutes to explain each game. Yeah. And I still don't fully understand your game at all. And it was like that with unicorns. Like, I played it like half a dozen times without knowing what I was doing. Right. And I never got into it. But then I went on a stream with my buddy Murdoch and this other guy that's in unicorns, and he walked me through it, like how you just kind of did with dragons there. And now it's more interesting to me because I get kind of what's going on. When you shill it and I'm just seeing it there, I haven't looked into it because I don't know where to start. And even when John and me did that interview today, I was like, okay, look, I'm already a Web3 gamer guy. Tell me what I need to do to get into your game. Like, am I buying the coin? Am I starting with the NFT? Do I get a couple NFTs? What route am I going? Like, you need to have your hand held for these, or there's no fucking way, or it's going to take a long time for you to really figure it out. You know what I mean?
It really.
Oh shit, Migsy in the house. Let's go. What's up, Migs?
Let's go. Where's he at? Oh yeah, baby.
Found us.
In that chat, baby.
That's right.
But what do you have to say to that, Grady? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it is so true. You're 100% on point. That's why. So when I go to my channel, and I love doing this, I love doing the deep dive how-to gameplays. Like right at the top, you've got my DeFi Kingdoms beginner series here, but that's a lot more in depth. That is like DeFi Kingdoms. I make it simple. I do short videos and make it simple, but there's no way around it. It's very deep and complex. I've done 8 hours straight long streams just on DeFi Kingdoms. I'll bring in somebody new to the game and just have them jump on a stream with them, and I'll walk through it. And before I blink, 3 hours goes by.
Well, and I think, you know what, like, as much as that seems like so basic and primitive, I think for these types of games, because they're so new and there's so many variables, you almost have to walk. Like, I know what's going on in crypto, and you still have to kind of like, and I play these types of games and I still need help to figure it out. Cause like you show me that screen and I just see swords and potions and it's like, oh my God, like what the fuck am I doing here?
So we could do a dedicated Dragons Crossing video, and probably in an hour and a half, you would pretty much be up to speed. It's a lot more simple.
Well, you know what? And that's the thing that I would like to see. This is what I would love to do. And I mentioned this to the other guys. His name's Goliath, and he's got his own Discord server. He's in Pirates, Unicorns, and a couple other ones. And he's trying to build a community. But what happened is his community, they were all in one game. I forget what it was, and the game rugged them. So so half the community's gone, or so wrecked, or so turned off of games now.
Right.
It's you know, and I'm sure you've seen the same shit. Like when something fails, people are like even Shine and me have friends, and like they were in crypto before, and now that it's down and out, like it's pulling teeth to even get them to show up to like even like talk friendly about crypto. Shine?
It's insane, man. It's like, and I understand like the pain and the trials and the tribulations, but like, you know, I haven't really been through a full cycle yet. I was kind of a tourist in 2017, bought at the top and everything. But man, these guys don't realize the same people that aren't showing up that were with us in the bull run they're going to show up when Bitcoin's at 50, 60K. And we've already been putting in that work, and we already had that positions. And sorry, guys, but all of you guys that took the summer off, that took all this time off, that didn't want to support your bags, that didn't want to put energy during the bear, you're probably going to be our exit liquidity.
Right. And it's 100% true.
And I don't want you to be. That's why I'm on this stream trying to educate. I want you guys with me on that fucking rocket ship. I want to make money with all of you guys, man. Let's do it. Let's support.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like people are expecting to just come in the fun times. Like it's kind of like that karma thing, man. You got to put your work in when no one cares about you. No one's coming to your spaces. Your tweets are getting 3 likes. You know, you're grinding away for what used to be $100 a day, and now it's $1.50 a day. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the beauty of crypto, is that it's such a mind fuck that you're doing this today, and tomorrow, like you said, me and Shine were playing Minecraft, making thousands of dollars for 2 hours of Minecraft.
What?
But it died.
It was insane, dude. We were playing Moonstorm Minecraft. I was like, I didn't even have any like good particular mods or assets or anything. And some fucking like I could make $1,000 or something. All was making like 6-7 grand or something.
I know.
In unrealized resources.
Well, at some weekends I would have 5K, but it was realized because I was selling back then too, right? I had a better strategy back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just right now. I don't think it's the time to have that sell half, keep half, and because that's kind of what I wanted to do was upgrade my stuff so I could make more money, but
Right.
also cash out. So I thought the half and half play was great, but like right now, shit is so weak that it's like the gas fees are going to cost more than the money you're making, right?
Right.
Look at you're buying $10 assets in Dragon's Crossing there or DeFi Kingdoms, and like you're probably paying half of that in gas.
Well, yeah. And DeFi Kingdoms has their own blockchain. It's an Avalanche subnet called the DFK chain, and it's phenomenal. And it does as many transactions as Ethereum does.
So they're on Avalanche then?
Yeah, they're their own blockchain called the DFK chain, and Joule is the gas fee, the main token.
So how are you getting onto that game? We didn't touch base on this one.
Yeah, we got to go to game.defykingdoms.com. You go there, and I'll try and keep it brief, but we can do some mega deep dives into that. I'll hold your hand getting you in the game.
Let's keep it brief for this one. I want to dip out in 18 minutes. I've had a full day.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Right. So
we have one more thing to chill for you as well when you're done this before it ends.
Okay, let's go. We're gonna get some more. Because I saw you tweet a coin out earlier, Shiney. We can talk.
I've been tweeting a lot of coins out. It might not be the one I want to show.
Hey.
I do paid marketing sometimes.
I will. I'll tell you the one that Shine and I are on right now quickly. So obviously we had meme season, and just a little thing about memes coins is that they're just hit or miss. They usually pump on the first or second day, and then they're kind of done.
Yeah.
We had a buddy that kind of got into a Don Pepe, which is a Donald Trump and a Pepe spinoff. And they ended up kind of taking over that community. And the dev in there was a little malicious. So they had to restart another coin. But what ended up happening is they made another coin called ALMO, spelled AYYLMAO. And Shine and I kind of jumped on the bandwagon for that community. We're going to be doing a weekly spaces for it. And we know that meme coins don't really have a lot of staying power. So what our plan is and why we like it is it's an alien coin. And just in the last 2 weeks, I'll use this as an example. Joe Rogan has tweeted about aliens 3 times. Jack from the creator of Twitter tweeted an alien UFO emoji, and Michael Saylor also tweeted an alien ship and something to do with Bitcoins and aliens, right? So the gist of it is we want to build a community, and we don't expect the price to go high, but we do think that there's going to be an alien meta coming into the world sooner or later. And it's only a matter of time. Like Elon, that's the other thing. Elon's already making posts. I always, if you go to the ALMO site, I always flex these. But Elon's even making tweets saying he is an alien. So we're hoping that these kind of like take off and like an alien narrative comes to the planet, whether it's real or fake. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it starts hitting the news waves. And you know how crypto is. They pick up something online and they run with it. So we're hoping that there's an alien meme season that comes into the crypto world. And when that happens, we're hoping that they're looking for alien coins. And instead of just picking one of these 100 pump and dumps that just starts up, they say, oh, what's this ALMO? These guys this community's been going for months now. It's not just some pump and dump coin. There's actually people in the chat rooms every day that are talking. The Twitter's been active and everything like that. And we're hoping during that time, we get a spike from like we're at 70 or 80K market cap, 70K market cap, but we're hoping that we hit millions and millions of market cap during that, 1 day long to several months of, whatever the alien narrative that comes to the earth is at that time. So it's kind of like a long grind. There's no rewards for it. We got sponsored to give away a couple tokens because one of our community members made an alien style Minecraft course to play on. So we're just getting people to make videos and tag us in it. So it's just kind of like a fun thing to do. You know what I mean? And we're hoping that when that does come that's when we're going to cash in. And it's just kind of like, it's the same as the gaming, right? You're grinding for pennies right now, but when the jackpot hits, that's when you could be,
Well, and honestly, it's just super fun. Like we were going to do every Friday, we were going to do an Alamo Spaces, but then I decided that we're going to pivot and we're going to have the Spaces sponsored by Alamo. But the Spaces that we're doing every Friday, 10:30 a.m. PST, 10:30 a.m. PST every single Friday. It's our alien crypto conspiracy happy hour. So this week we're talking about crop circles. Me and AltFather, we're big alien fans. Whether you guys believe in them or not, you can either like be a true believer or you can just kind of like the sci-fi angle and learning about new things. Yeah. And so every week we're going to talk about different conspiracies. We're going to bring that into crypto. We're going to have different speakers. And I'm fired up to talk about crop circles. And AltFather was like, he was giving you the soft shell before. And first off, this isn't paid marketing. And I never hard shell meme coins. But this is kind of like a project and a labor of love for me where I want to see what I'm capable of. By getting in a project early, by putting my heart and soul into it, by not getting paid, by just working on something. I want to see what I can do, and I want to prove that to the crypto world. And we resonated so much with aliens because not only did we see our friends at Don Pepe, they basically community took over a dying coin, had impeccable floor defense, brought it back up to a moon, and they proved to us that they knew what they were doing behind the scenes. And it's awesome, man, because we love talking about aliens. And like Alt said, there's never going to not be something to talk about. There's always memes out there. There's always content to make, and it's just fun.
And the utility is that there's no utility. And we're kind of waiting on that narrative to hit the headlines, right? Like I said, if you got Elon, you've got Sailor, you've got Jack from Twitter, you've got Joe Rogan. Already, just in this month alone, all of them have talked about aliens. So it's just a matter of time before that. I don't know if you saw last month, there was a big Vegas thing of an alien crash. Did you see that?
Yep, I did.
It was on CNN and everything. See, so this is the stuff that's, meme coins don't have a lot to play on, right? Like let's do Bart Simpson coin, but that's done tomorrow, right? Let's do this, but it's done tomorrow. This is going to, like, every week I have something the community has something to like talk about. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's the Las Vegas landing. Yesterday I just shared a video that's going around the waves right now about a UFO in Miami, right by the airport, that was really clear. So there's all the, there was a Sasquatch sighting that was on Lad Bible the other day. So I can just find these things and show them, and it keeps it going, right? Like on a regular meme coin, you don't really have a lot to kind of keep like what's going on now. You know what I mean? So with this narrative hopping, and like I said, like there's a coin called UFO Gaming. You've probably seen that one.
Oh yeah.
It hit 1.4 billion market cap.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at the coin. It doesn't have a game. There's no gaming.
There's not? Are they like a launch pad or something?
From what I saw, they have a staking mechanism to get another coin, but I couldn't find out what that was for either. Okay. And what it looks like to me is that they were there for the bull run to hit 1.3 billion market cap, and no one's really been around since. So what my hopes are thinking is that, like, if we get this going and we can build some community and hype, and we've got this kid that is an expert in Minecraft. He doesn't even need to make real games. He just makes these courses. We get a couple $100. We give it as a prize, but we post all these people playing these courses to win this prize on Twitter, just to build up that kind of like gaming aspect. You've got our weekly conspiracy stuff going on, fully diluted coin. You're kind of just holding it. And I'm not saying, hey, Grady, put 90% of your portfolio in here. I'm just saying, hey, man, throw $100 or $50 at this.
Yeah.
Because if it does pull the alien run, can you imagine what an 80K market cap? And that UFO coin now is at 21 million market cap. So we don't even need to go to 1.3 billion that it did in the bull run, but at 21 million from 80,000. Think of the return on that, even on $100.
Is nuts.
And that's when too, like, the community will be able to get out, and it won't be people dumping on each other, because we'll be going up so fast at that time, or at least that's the plan. Like, Grady,
Right.
this isn't written in stone.
Yeah.
This is a couple degens that say, hey, let's try something different with meme coins that sounds like it could kind of like, hey, it's got some legs. It could work. Joe Rogan, Michael Saylor, you know, they all
And
pump it.
also to add to that, like I do paid marketing sometimes for meme coins, and I see what they do, especially in the bear market, is people that are degens that are getting into these low cap projects early. They don't have any patience for a project, right? If a project doesn't 2 or 3x in a couple days, they're completely selling and they're wrecking the chart. So to counteract this, what the project founders and devs are doing is they're paying a lot of tokens, sometimes Ethereum, to different influencers for marketing and for call groups as well. So this creates these quick pumps and these quick dumps. They completely wreck the chart. The project has no longevity. There's no sustainability in it. We're taking a completely different approach. We're doing a slow build. We're building the foundation. I really don't even want it to moon until the bull run. The worst thing in my mind is if it goes up a 10x and then it just completely wrecks and everyone lose vision on it and people have to round trip their fucking bags. So we're taking a totally different approach, just a labor of love. I rarely shill. Well, I guess I have been shilling meme coins more, but I never shill them for free, and I never put my fucking name behind them. So that's kind of like, this is me trying to prove to myself in the world like what we can do. And we got a cool radio show, and whether you want to buy the coin or not, I don't really care. We're barely going to talk about the coin in the show. If you want to learn about conspiracies, if you want to learn about crop circles, which is one of my favorite conspiracies because it's impossible to debunk like 10% of them. Might not be aliens, but no one's been able to debunk it. So that's going to be on Friday. So I hope you guys tune in to the Alien Crypto Conspiracy Hour on Friday, 10:30 a.m. PST.
I am all about it. I'll be there. Okay, here it is. Here it is. I found it. I found a tweet here that you had right here. These guys.
There you go.
I've seen you guys talk about this before.
So if you look through, look at it with like, if you look at some of the tweets, we're trying to bring like just friendly aliens, right? Like that's the course. So what's going to happen is we got like $500 in prizes just donated to us by like some different groups or whatever. And you have a month long. You've got to finish this course on Minecraft, and you got to upload a video and tag us in it. And the fastest video, I think that I forget what if you click see more, it'll tell you. But yeah, we just share different stuff. Like if you scroll down, you know, like look at this post. This is just off TikTok, and look at our caption. Go up. Look at the caption. Go up. Okay. No, were we right? I can't see it on your screen. Higher.
Okay.
Yeah. I say this wasn't us, I swear. Like we're just do you know what I mean? Like just cheese, right? Like, and like if you click on our replies, like we reply on all of Elon's tweets and shit like that, right? So you know, just kind of fun nonsense about everything. You know what I mean? Like kind of conspiracy, alien, Bigfoot, you know, but what I'm trying to really do is share cool videos that if you look at our page, like go through this, here's the new Bigfoot sighting. It was on Lad Bible, and like there's a drone following it, but like people are like, hey, you know, and I put, these are aliens too, but they're not hairy and not as smart as us. Hey, Lamo. Like, you know, we're just trying to be cheesy, right? And like if you go down further, look at this. Look at this. Actually, check this out.
Okay.
This is someone says it's CGI. I don't know if it is, but there's a robot with the Ukraine guy there. Like, and this is like, you know, but that's what I'm trying to make the page, just trying to show, you know, funny kind of like alien, but stuff like a guy's guy would like to like shit post and see, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're trying to build here. You know, you're kind of like your initiation is you throw $50 or $100 in there. You just hang around for the YOLO. And then if every time, like if you keep going through, you'll see me quote Elon posts and shit like that.
Well, right? The other thing too is me and Alta put so much, and I can't really talk about it. We kind of unofficially signed NDAs for some of this stuff, so we can't really get into the nitty gritty. But man, we put so much time and energy working behind the scenes in big projects. You can't name them. You've probably heard of them. And we just never really got the respect or recognition for those that we truly deserve. So I think for us, this is kind of our chance to show you like, hey, the reason those projects did well, they're good projects, but we were working our asses off behind the scene.
Well, and
so I kind of got my chip on my shoulder, you know?
And it goes back to what Grady said about, like, you know, people missing the social media and the connection aspect of stuff that we're doing right now, just shooting the shit and like not just being like shilling our projects without talking to each other like we're humans, right? And I think a lot of these tech companies just are like, they're not talking to the people. They're just
there's a disconnect. There's a social disconnect. It's not a relationship where you're building a relationship. So guys like, you know, Charles Hoskinson with Cardano, that's what he does. Even though he could do better, he's a big geek nerd guy, but he at least does enough to where people, he's got such a strong army behind his token that still, you know, doesn't have the utility, you know, that he's been talking about for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then you compare it to a project like Cosmos, for example. Cosmos is battle tested. It can do everything. It's phenomenal, everything it can do. But
is it battle tested though? Like, how many people are really using it?
No, I know Cosmos is the tech.
My question.
The tech.
Yep, I'll answer that. Yeah.
So I was just gonna say.
No.
I'm pretty sure that they're doing a lot of stuff too. Like, I follow them loosely because I'm in XPRT, one of their projects in secret.
Well, I just wonder about some of these, like, yeah, the tech works, but how many people are using it, and is it actually scalable as it grows for mass adoption? That's I don't know much about Cosmos.
So Terra Luna was doing twice the number of transactions of Ethereum and Bitcoin combined total, and never had a problem, never had a blip on the radar. And
I didn't even know Luna was on Cosmos.
Oh, it was a Luna coin. The Binance Smart Chain is a Cosmos coin. You've got the CRO token, the crypto.com coin.
Yeah.
CRO is Cosmos too?
Yeah.
Can we cut this out of the stream? Because I sound retarded now.
No, that's the thing, but that's what he's saying. Like, no one knows about this shit because there's no front man that's the face of Cosmos. And you know, even further, you go into Polkadot, you've got Gavin there, but he's fucking in the shadows, shows up once a year.
Spends $500,000 on croissants and calls it a fucking day.
Right.
But that's what I mean. Like, you almost like, and it's funny you brought up Charles, because I actually heard someone else mention him recently too. Is that this guy comes on, he does streams and like talks to you not just about his project, but about stuff going on in the space to kind of like educate you on that, and like that develops a liking and a following and like a connection to him. So
yes. And so it builds the confidence in the project, and he puts people's minds at ease. There's minor psychological hacks that he does that just creates an army of supporters behind him, even though it's delay after delay after delay. And I
don't care though, because it becomes a cult, right? And it's not necessarily about the technology. People believe in that. And one thing I'll give to Charles with great marketing is they've always taken that PR angle, that whether they are or not, that they're like helping the third world with their crypto technology. So they really tap into this. I was really surprised because all the spiritual people that I met in Tulum, that was their number one token. They would know nothing about crypto, but they wanted to buy Cardano.
Interesting.
Yeah, they would know nothing about crypto.
Well, they're banking the unbanked. They're banking the unbanked, right?
Right, and all this stuff.
Great PR, great marketing.
It's PR. So it's like these grandiose visions that he gets up here and wax eloquent about for hours on end for years. And I've watched them. And I was in Cardano at less than a penny. Okay. And you know, sold it all the way up and then lost all that.
That's the thing. You see other guys like Elon Musk is doing a great job of being active.
Right.
Making sure no confidence. So yeah, I think you see it a lot. Hey guys, we're running up to 6 o'clock here, and I got to take the doggies out pretty quick.
Yeah, sounds good. That was fun, dude. That was super fun.
Yeah, I'm down to do this regularly. So
I love you guys. We could talk DeFi Kingdoms, the fundamentals, the team another time.
You know what you should be doing too is, if you have a chance, is screen cutting some of these and tweeting them out.
100%.
Just little clips of us talking or whatever.
Kong is my own personal Jesus Christ, and he does all that for me. He's even in control of my Twitter account now.
We'll send them in the group chat, and I'll make sure.
I thought you guys were the same person.
No, he's not. He's my right-hand man. If we ever
go shout outs to Unity Guild. Shout outs, bro. Thank you for the love. I love you back, dude.
Oh, I'll tell you what. This is Crypto Baby H. I love this lady. Just had her on the stream a couple days ago. So
How
fun.
often are you streaming?
Every day.
Oh, you do, eh? Wow.
Every day.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You're a maniac.
Sometimes
Didn't you
twice
take a
a
break
day.
though? Because
I've done as many as like 6 streams in one day. Believe it or not.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You can't run from yourself, Grady.
I know it. It's been wild. Life is
Why
crazy.
are you so what we're using right now? This goes automatically to YouTube?
Yeah, it's right now live on YouTube and it'll always be there. Unless
Oh.
I, hide it or delete it.
Yeah, but it says streamed on this app, StreamYard.
Yeah, the StreamYard is just the tool and it links to my YouTube account. And it's live on YouTube right now.
Gotcha. Cool.
And all these comments are straight from YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I'm typing. I'm typing on YouTube on a second screen, but it's tripping me out because there's a stream delay.
What do you use to do videos and stuff like that? Just screen share? Like if you're making because that's one thing I want to do is start making some content just before we get going here of me, like where you can see me, like you can see us now, but then I can play the game and I'm only in like the little corner here or whatever.
Yeah.
What program are you using for that?
It would be StreamYard. StreamYard can do a lot, and it's real easy and cheap. It's super easy to use. Anybody can sign up for it. And
I can just set up Pirates here and use StreamYard to YouTube channel.
Yep, you got it.
And then it could just go right on there, and I could share it from there.
StreamYard
Are you sharing your content from YouTube to Twitter? Because Twitter shuts that shit down, doesn't it? Like it'll hurt the algorithm.
You would want to download the video and you would want to put it directly on Twitter to boost your engagement in the algorithm. Any third-party link, they decrease traffic to.
So I would screen record us talking, watching this, and then put it.
You could do that. You could also use OBS and you could record on OBS while you're doing it, and then you can upload that to Final Cut Pro.
Gotcha.
Yep, and there's other ones too that's even easier in Final Cut Pro, but you can record on StreamYard too and get a link or download the whole video, either way.
You can't cut anything on StreamYard though, can you?
No, you got to use, but I have a little bit easier than the one that Shiney just mentioned.
Dude, Final Cut Pro is so easy.
I'm having problems like uploading the library part to that. That's confusing.
Oh, really?
I mean, it takes a little time to learn. But anyways, we'll wrap it up. Okay, so DeFi Kingdoms, quick 30 seconds. It's almost died. It was accused of being a rug pull. Frisky Fox, the founder, it was anything but. It was the total opposite. But 99% of the community left. Then there was the Harmony Bridge hack. And that's where they were on. They were on Harmony. Any other project would have probably died in that scenario. Instead, they keep grinding. They've now got their own blockchain. They're on 2 different blockchains, Clayton and their own DFK chain, 2 realms, so much going. It's sustainable. Jewel is a $10 million market cap, and we're suspecting it's going to be on the next Crypto Gem TV show, baby. And so Jewel is fully circulating and deflationary. It's a gas fee for the chain. It's also, you got to have it to play the game. So bullish on that. It literally has 1000x potential, easy, I would say. And, hoping that George, guys like George and Brian D. Evans, maybe come on and help as advisors to the project. There's so many things going there to get it on the map. And so let's go. I love you guys. I'm going to be in Shiny D. I'll be listening, hopefully if I'm awake, at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time on Friday on these 2 good-looking hunks of man flesh's Twitter space. Let's go. Yeah.
Go. Love you, Grady.
Bro, I love you guys. We're going to do this again. Can't wait. Look at he's flexible too, girls. Look out. Woo! Let's go. You're gonna give
don't fart into the stream, bro.
That's exclusive content. There's a paywall for that.
Yeah. I love you guys. Man, Shiny D and AltFather and Crypto Grady out. Peace.